Recently I was in Dallas and I had to check out this entertainment destination called Grandscape. I jumped into the car with my friends Bianca and Kiyama and we did a little bit of a retail researcher field trip.
Grandscape is a retail entertainment complex.
Well, when I tell people about Grandscape, I tell them that it's immersive retail at its finest. It's really filled with a bunch of destinations that you can't find anywhere else in Dallas, Fort Worth. When they created it, the idea was to find one-offs from other parts of the country and the world and bring them here to Dallas.
Grandscape totally lives up to its name. It is grand. The entire project spans over 400 acres. We only had time to see just a little fraction of the project. There are multiple big anchors at Grandscape. I think the biggest is Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is almost 1.9 million square feet in size.
It's one of the largest retail spaces as well, being that it is a two-story, multi-level mega house of furniture and a parking lot that has more parking spaces than it's probably a developer's dream.
So we didn't even have time to get to Nebraska Furniture Mart. We also didn't have time to check out the movie theater, and we didn't have time to walk into Andretti indoor karting. We did have time to walk around the project, check it out, and take a look inside Scheels Sporting Goods and Immersive Game Box. I don't even know where to start with Scheels Sporting Goods. It's immense. It's like your typical sporting goods store, but 5 or 10 times larger, and all kinds of other interesting experiential stuff that you're probably not gonna find anywhere else. Right when you walk inside Scheels, one of the first things that you notice is the big indoor Ferris wheel. Scheels has a whole ton of different store-in-stores selling all kinds of different stuff, not just sporting goods, outdoor gear, candy, home decor, all kinds of different stuff. All of the Scheels are pretty huge, but this one at Grandscape is the biggest of them all. It's 330,000 square feet in size. So this particular Scheels opened in 2020, which must have been tough to open up a new store like this during a pandemic, but now things are really heading their way. Not only are people buying a lot of outdoor goods because they're participating in a lot of sports and outdoor activities, but everybody wants to go to a cool, fun retail destination like Scheels. So there's so much unique stuff at Scheels. They've got a life-size animated Emmett Smith and Nolan Ryan talking to you about their lives. They've got an arcade, they've got a shooting gallery, they've got a taxidermy mountain with all these different stuffed animals on it. They've got a bowling alley, the fudge making. There's so much stuff in this place, I feel like we barely scratched the surface. Scheels is 100% employee owned, and they actually donate 8 to 10% of their profits to local organizations annually. So Scheels are really big, and they're one of those few tenants that can fill up a vacant department store space. In 2021, Scheels opened up a location in a former J.C. Penney space in Missoula, Montana. And this September in Chandler, Arizona, Scheels is gonna open up inside a former Nordstrom space. So we could have spent hours at Scheels, but we had to go. We had to go over to Immersive Game Box. And when we left Scheels, we discovered on the lawn outside in Grandscape, just in the 30 minutes that we were in Scheels, it filled up with parents and kids. They'd set it up with a bunch of games, and parents and their kids showed up to play these games in droves. So we headed over to Immersive Game Box. We checked in at the front counter on an iPad and chose the game that we wanted to play. I think there was about 9 different games to choose from. Inside Immersive Game Box, it's pretty simple. It's just a series of rooms, which of course they call game boxes. So these game boxes are just rooms with white walls. And when you go inside, you put on a hat and it has these sensors on top that track your movement within the game box. The games are either 30 or 60 minutes in length. We chose a 30-minute game because we were in a rush. A lot of the games are associated with known IP, like Shaun the Sheep, or Angry Birds, or Squid Game. Yeah, we didn't play Squid Game. I've seen that show, and that's just a little too intense for me. So we play this game called Temple of Coins, and it's a retro-style video game, and you're moving your body around and controlling this avatar on the screen that's collecting coins, and you're competing against your friends. As you play, the game gets more and more difficult. They add in obstacles like ghosts that move around that you have to avoid. It was a fun game, and I think I'd enjoy playing it again with a group of friends or with a group of kids. So this was not as immersive as virtual reality, but it was still a lot of fun. I really liked how easy it was just to get started and start playing the game. You know, you just walk in the room, you put on a hat, and you're playing the game. When I've done virtual reality experiences in the past, I've spent 20 minutes just getting all the technology and the gear and how to play and all this stuff set up. This was so much faster. So according to reports that I've read, Immersive Game Box thinks of itself as a theme park in a box. And the setup is actually really simple. It's just 4 white walls in a room. There's projectors mounted on the ceiling, and then in the corners of the room are the cameras that track the players as they play. Immersive Game Box started in London in 2019. Grandscape was the first location in the US, but they've got 12 other US locations with a ton more planned. So we had to leave without seeing a lot of what Grandscape has to offer, but hey, what that means to me is we will come back and see more sometime soon. You know, the funny thing is as we were getting into our car and leaving Grandscape, someone came up to our car and asked us if we were leaving because she wanted our parking spot. That's right, the parking lot was full up.